Every single frame in a movie is a decision. Where the camera sits, where the actor stands, what's in front of them, what's behind them, what's cut off at the edge of the screen. None of it is an accident. And once you learn to see it, you can never unsee it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down every major framing technique directors use to control how you feel, what you focus on, and what you don't even realize you're being told. Centered shots that feel unsettling, empty space that feels like dread, angles that make a villain feel like a god or a coward feel like nothing at all. Let's get into it. The foundations. Centered composition. Centered composition puts the subject dead in the middle of the frame. It's the most direct way to say, look here and nowhere else. Wes Anderson uses it constantly. It gives his worlds a dollhouse, storybook quality, like everything is under control. Stanley Kubrick uses the exact same technique for the opposite effect. In The Shining, that dead center framing makes hallways feel like they're swallowing the character whole. Same tool, opposite emotion. Context is everything. Rule of thirds. Split the frame into a 3x3 grid. Put your subject on one of those intersecting lines instead of the center, and the image immediately feels more natural, more dynamic, more like something we'd actually compose with our eyes rather than a computer. This is the default of default compositions. It's why almost every establishing shot, every dialogue two-shot without a specific stylistic reason lands here. It's comfortable, it's balanced without being static. Symmetrical composition. Symmetry is centered composition's stricter cousin. Not just the subject in the middle, but everything on the left mirroring everything on the right. It reads as order, control, sometimes obsession. Directors like Anderson and Kubrick both lean on it hard, and it's a favorite for showing institutions, hotels, courtrooms, palaces, places built on rigid rules. Asymmetrical composition. Break the mirror and you get tension. Asymmetrical framing puts weight on one side of the image, leaving the other side lighter or emptier. It feels unresolved, which is exactly why it shows up so often in thrillers, noir, and any scene where something is off and the audience needs to feel it before the plot tells them. Guiding the eye. Leading lines. Roads, hallways, railings, shadows, any line in the frame that physically drags your eye towards the subject or the vanishing point. It's one of the oldest tricks in painting, borrowed wholesale by cinematographers because it works on a level below conscious thought. Your eye just follows. Put a frame inside the frame, a doorway, a window, a car windshield, a mirror. It isolates the subject, adds depth, and very often adds a layer of meaning. Someone watching from outside the frame implies distance, secrecy, or voyeurism. John Ford practically built his career on doorway shots in westerns. Horror directors use the same trick to make you feel like you're peeking in on something you shouldn't. Frame within a frame. This is framing's bigger sibling, not just doorways, but mirrors, screens, other characters' bodies, anything that creates a visual box around your subject within the larger shot. It can suggest confinement, duality, or a character trapped by circumstance. Think of a character reflected in a mirror while the real them stands just outside it. Depth and focus. Deep focus composition. Everything needs to be sharp. Foreground, middle ground, background, all in focus at once. Citizen Kane is the textbook example. A character in the foreground, another across the room, a third somewhere else, and you can read all three performances simultaneously. It gives the audience agency. You choose where to look instead of being told. Shallow focus composition. The opposite. One plane sharp, everything else dissolved into soft blur. It isolates emotion, a single face in a crowd, a single object that matters. It's the most common technique in modern intimate drama because it does the emotional narrowing for the audience. Foreground, middle ground, background layering. Stack your image in 3 depths on purpose: a branch or lamp in the foreground, your actor in the middle, environment or action in the back. This is how cinematographers make a flat screen feel like a 3-dimensional space you could walk into. Space and absence. Negative space. A whole lot of nothing around your subject. Negative space makes a character feel small, isolated, insignificant against their world, or, depending on tone, gives them room to breathe. It's a favorite in slow cinema and any story about loneliness or scale. Headroom composition. The space between the top of a subject's head and the top of the frame. Too much, and the shot feels empty and the subject feels diminished. Too little, and it feels cramped, claustrophobic. Getting it right is invisible. You only notice when it's wrong, and that wrongness is often intentional. Look room or lead room. Leave space in the direction a character is looking or moving. Cut that space away, put their face right against the frame edge, and it instantly feels wrong, boxed in, tense. Directors remove look room on purpose in horror and thrillers to make the audience uneasy without knowing exactly why. People in the frame. Over-the-shoulder composition. The workhorse of every dialogue scene ever filmed. We see one character from behind the shoulder of another, keeping both physically present and grounding us in the conversation's geography. Simple, but it's the connective tissue of almost every conversation in film. Two-shot. Both characters in frame, same size, same plane, no one physically anchoring the foreground. It emphasizes equality or intimacy between the two, since neither is visually dominating the shot the way an OTS setup can. 3-shot. Same idea, one more body. Harder to balance since 3 points naturally form a triangle, which composition nerds will recognize as doing double duty as triangular composition. More on that soon. Group composition. Fitting an entire ensemble into a single frame without it turning into visual soup. Directors stagger height, depth, and eyeline to keep every face readable. Think of any war room scene or ensemble team shot. Silhouette composition. Strip away detail entirely and light your subject from behind so all we see is shape. Silhouettes universalize a character. They could be anyone, which is exactly the point in mystery, myth, or any moment meant to feel iconic rather than personal. Angles. Dutch angle composition. Tilt the camera off the horizontal axis. Instantly, the world feels unstable, disoriented, wrong. It's one of the most recognizable "something is psychologically off" signals in the entire visual language of film. High angle composition. Camera looks down on the subject. It shrinks them, makes them look powerless, small, vulnerable, or trapped by their circumstances. Low angle composition. The opposite. Camera looks up and the subject looms, powerful, threatening, or heroic depending on everything else happening in the frame around them. Bird's eye or overhead composition. Shooting straight down. Turns people into patterns, chessboard pieces, geometry, great for showing scale, choreography, or stripping away individual identity in favor of the bigger picture. Worm's eye composition. The most extreme low angle. Camera nearly on the ground, looking almost straight up. Subjects become towering, monumental, sometimes monstrous. Perspective and geometry. Point of view composition. The camera becomes a character's eyes. We see exactly what they see. It's the most direct way to put an audience inside someone's head, used for tension, empathy, or occasionally to hide something from us until the reveal. Golden ratio, spiral composition. The rule of thirds' more mathematically elegant cousin. Elements are arranged along a spiral that mirrors patterns found throughout nature, guiding the eye through the frame in a way that feels, often subconsciously, deeply satisfying to look at. Triangular composition. Arrange your subjects or elements into a triangle shape. It's one of the most stable shapes in visual art, and directors use it to make a group of characters feel like a unified, grounded whole. Think of a classic 3-character standoff. Diagonal composition, lines that cut across the frame at an angle rather than running straight up, down, or side to side. Diagonals inject energy and movement into an otherwise still image. They're dynamic by nature in a way horizontal and vertical lines simply aren't. And that's the full toolkit. Here's your homework. Pick any movie you love, pause it on a random frame, and ask yourself, why is the camera here? Why not 2 feet to the left? You'll start noticing these choices everywhere, and honestly, you'll never watch a movie the same way again. I'll see you in the next one.